What's up everyone? So today's video is going to be a bit more of a vlog style video. I'm trying to find a problem. So after the last video we did a cold start. I let it get up to temperature and then found that a lot of steam was coming from where the radiator is, and I've been trying to locate where the water is coming from to create the steam. It turned out it was coming from an overflow pipe. This pipe that runs down the back of the radiator and it clips into the left side of these fans. So at first I didn't know where that pipe leads to and what the overflow is for, so I originally thought it would be for the filler cap, but I gave it a pull and it's come off. So today's job is to try and find out where this overflow pipe leads to, and then trace it back from there and try and work out what the problem could be. I know the Gen 2 Superdukes are well known for having leaking radiators, so I removed the radiator cover to see if there was any clear damage or leaking coming from the rad itself, and I can't see anything. And the previous owner, the cable tie in there, the previous owner did have all of the braces welded and you can see there, and all of the repairs done to the rad as a prevention beforehand. So first job's going to be taking the tank off and making sure that the additional rubbers have been put under the tank, then probably loosening off the bolts so that I can get a bit of space behind the rad and find out where the breather pipe goes to, and then trace that back. Posting it onto Instagram stories as well, so then my community can try and help me find out what the problem is. But yeah, I'd rather try and do it myself, get a video out of it, and hopefully some others can learn from it if they come up with the same problems. So the video will be a bit all over the place as I try and find out what it could be, but yeah, bear with me, let's see. Okay, so I've now just taken the tank off by undoing the two bolts at this end and then just sliding it backwards because it goes over these bungs here, and that's how the radiator is mounted. You can see here the prevention that is advised by like everyone on YouTube is get a throttle grip, put it along the frame, overlap it and double layer it so that you've got extra protection, and that's been done on both sides, and that stops all of the movement in the tank pressing down onto the radiator, which causes the top row to fail. So that's all good. Now that that's created some more space, I can look down the side with a torch, try and find out where this breather pipe goes to. Suggestions from one of my community contacts on Instagram is that that pipe is actually leading up into the air intakes, and it stops water from going into your airbox, and it's got a bolt in the bottom of it to stop dirt going back up the pipe and into your airbox when you're riding along, which would make sense because I washed the bike and there were bugs on the front vent, and stupidly I jet washed into it. So yeah, the stupid me may have put water into the vents, which has gone down into my intake and then leaked down the breather hose to stop things that idiots do like me when washing the bike. So yeah, now with the tank off, it's created more space and I can actually see down behind the radiator, and I can see just in there, let me try and get this on camera. So there is where the hose leads to, which goes straight into the bottom of the airbox. So like one of my followers has said, and I mentioned in the previous part of this video, water's probably gone pushed down through there and now it's coming out, which leads down the back of the radiator, and then the water is hitting the bottom of the rad where it clips in, causing the water to heat up and the steam to come out, looking like I've blown my rad or put a hole in it at least. So yeah, now my job is to get the tank off, open the airbox, see if I've got any water trapped in the bottom of the airbox and check all of the seals and everything in there, and then put the pipe back onto it, clip it back onto the radiator, and see if that is the issue. Okay, so took the tank off, took the airbox cover off, followed that through to the airbox and taken out the air filter. As you can see, the air filter is absolutely filthy and actually caked in like thick grime, so ever since new, I don't think this air filter's ever been cleaned. So I'll give that a good clean up. But the main thing here, when I took the airbox cover off, is I found water in the airbox, which is exactly where the vents lead to from the front of the bike. So I'll show you that again. The vents lead through to there. I've jet washed, put water straight down through the vents like an absolute idiot, and then water's got into there, which is causing it to drain down and go through the breather pipe, which runs down the back of the rad as expected. So yeah, removed the airbox. My advice here is don't fully remove the air ducts because they'll be an absolute pain to get back in, so just leave them partially hanging off when you pull them out of here. The drain hole is down in the bottom left corner where the puddle was, and there is the focus in. There is the pipe that my hose was connected to and run down the back of the fans there, so found my problem. So I've got the airbox back on, reconnected the inlets, gave it a good clean up inside, all nice and dry. Rerouted the pipe from the overflow there straight down the side of the rad again. So using the air filter cleaner, I've managed to get this properly cleaned. You can actually see through the mesh now, whereas before that was completely full of gunk and wouldn't have been able to allow the bike to breathe properly. The next step is going to be to use the air filter oil from the K&N kit to be able to spray it onto here and get this the dark shade of red it's supposed to be, and the air filter fully protected. So that's the next step. I've now applied the first coat of air filter oil from K&N. The instructions are really simple. Just hold it 3 inches away roughly from the air filter and spray on until you can see it visibly turn red. As easy as that. And then leave it for roughly 20 minutes for the oil to wick through, and then fill in any patches that may be left. I'm just going to run through a wrap up of the video and things that I've learned. So number one is, whatever you do, do not spray your jet wash into the ventilation on the front fenders. It will go into your air filter and you will be in this exact same situation as me. If it's too late for that and you've already done it, I hope the video helped. Number two is, if you're coming back to this the next day like myself and you've got the fuel tank disconnected, the steering lock won't work, so make sure you reconnect the tank before trying to work your steering lock, and don't waste 10 to 15 minutes in the garage wondering what the next problem is with your Superduke like I did this morning. Thank you for watching. Drop a like, comment if you're as stupid as me or if you just think I'm stupid in the comments. Really appreciate it. It'll boost my video, and consider subscribing if you want to follow the build series. But otherwise, thanks for watching.